Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
On Thursday, March 11th, around 9:20 a.m., SUU officials released an emergency warning as reports of an active shooter flooded the campus community. A lockdown was quickly initiated to protect the lives of everyone on campus while police began searching.
My first thought was being concerned for everybody on campus, being happy that I had just left campus, and being thankful that I knew that at the very least me and my roommates were safe. But then I was very worried. I wanted to check in with everybody, make sure that they were okay, especially being empathetic to the situation, being worried for everybody who was on campus, knowing just how nerve-wracking it can be to kind of be in the dark about the situation when you're there, not knowing if it's your building or if it's your area, that kind of deal. So just wanting to make sure that everybody else who I did know on campus was safe. I wanted to check in and make sure they were okay.
While authorities searched the premises, many students and faculty reached out to their friends and colleagues to make sure everyone was safe.
A lot of the Cedar City Facebook pages outside of the SU community even were checking in on each other about all of the other schools that were locking down in the situation. I always feel like people will kind of rally together when it comes to something this serious, with a lot of people just reaching out, making sure everyone's okay. I saw a lot of other people posting updates about what we were getting as SUU students to these other Facebook pages for people who might not be getting the updates, and just kind of keeping everybody in the loop. I would say that people band together pretty quickly when it comes to something like this.
A notification was sent out at around 1:45 p.m. that all buildings had been cleared and there was no longer an active threat present. The campus remained closed for the rest of the day as investigations carried on. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm Bryson Olson.
So I graduated in 2020, so this is my first real graduation. So it's kind of like, I don't know. The first one was anticlimactic, and I feel like this one's like hitting me now already, and so it's like pretty emotional.
We also do a lot of special shows in here, like
new developments in the Uvalde school shooting investigation. The police chief, who was on vacation.
Oh, I guess it repeated.
420. 404. Basically, I take what we call faders. I take one of those down from.
Worth a number of times?
Yes, for sure, yeah.
SUU Student Association informs and listens to students at their monthly town hall meetings. There is an open mic there for student concerns.
Town Hall is an event where we come to you as the student government to kind of let you know what we've been working on for the past month and what's upcoming in the next month. So it's a great place to be informed, to come meet the individual executive council members, and just know what's going on around campus.
Okay, so the Senate has been working on some really awesome things
Common topics that are discussed at these SUSA town halls are recent bills passed by our student senate, architectural changes being made on campus, and meetings being held to help students. In order to entice students to come, there's food served at each event. This time, it was pretzels.
At the town hall, I talked a little bit about how the legislation that was passed this past session affects our campus a little bit. I tried to answer some of the questions and give some reassurance as to what the effects might be. And then I also talked a little bit about the events that my council has been doing, as well as the upcoming events that we have.
SUSA town halls are put on monthly by the student government here in SUSA, just for students to be able to get their questions answered and find out what is happening on campus. For SUTV News, I'm Brooklyn Monson.
Hey, I'm Cormac Bone, and I'm here with Presidential Ambassador Jeremy Walker. We're talking about Red Riots.
What's going on, guys? Excited to talk about Red Riots today.
So, what is a Red Riot?
Red Riot is what we like to call the ultimate student life experience. It's an opportunity for prospective students to come to SUU for just $20. They can bring their friends, and it's an overnight stay, and they experience athletics, activities, student life, campus tours, and things like that.
Perfect. And what might be your favorite thing about running Red Riots?
I think I have more fun than the students that actually come to Red Riots because our activities are really fun. They range from things to like casino nights to we do escape rooms, or you find things around campus, so like a treasure hunt around campus. And so it's just really fun, and interacting with kind of the younger students is just a cool experience.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, I'm Cormac Bone with SUTV News, and that's all about Red Riots. We'll send it back to the desk.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
Oh,
You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Typically, visitors to Death Valley National Park come to see the hottest spot on the planet. They come to see the interesting rocks and the desert wildflowers. They come to see one of the driest places on Earth. But for the past few months, many have come for a different reason. They've come to see a lake that only shows up every 25 to 100 years.
An amazing sight. You never would have expected that. I used to come to the desert in California, and it was always so hot and dry. This is just, it's a miracle.
This miracle came about from hurricane rains last November. While the lake filled, nobody could get here because most of the park's roads were damaged by flooding. Now the roads are fixed, and the tourists have come.
It's just crazy that this is one of the driest places in the world, and now there's a lake that you can effectively boat on. I walked out there this morning and I had my tripod set up and it was gorgeous. It was calm. You could see the reflections of the mountains in the water, the pink clouds. It was absolutely beautiful.
The lake is about 2 feet deep, 6 miles long, and 2 miles across. There's a sign on the valley wall showing the lake to be over 200 feet below sea level. Salt crystals float on the water surface.
The intent was to drive seven hours, camp here at night, and then come over here during the day, and then drive home tonight. So it's a very specific trip with the intent to solely do the once-in-a-lifetime kayaking.
Park officials estimate the lake will be here for another couple of months and people can continue to wade in from the boardwalk. But later, after SUTV shot this video, the park closed the lake to boating because of the damage to the mudflats from people walking on the mud with their boats to get to the water.
It's incredible, truly incredible.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome to see.
For a brief period, some boaters got to experience a once-in-a-lifetime event, boating in Death Valley. For SUTV News, I'm John Smith.
I'm here in the SUU Health and Wellness Center talking to Amber Dorado about current events and happenings in the Health and Wellness Center. Amber, tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Well, in the Health and Wellness Center, you can come in anytime as things get stressful towards the end of the semester, and we have our self-care station. You have first aid or pain relief stuff, anything that would be found in your mom's purse is in there. We also have coloring books and snacks, lots of snacks. Fidget toys, anything you would like to mess with in here, we've got it. And we also have full-time staff, and if you want to talk to anybody, you can come in.
Very cool. Tell me a little bit about the end of year events coming up.
Well, towards the end of the semester, we do a programming week where we just hand out vinyls goodie bags, and we're partnering that with a giveaway if you follow our Instagram. And then we have our summer kickoff event on the 19th of April. We're going to do sand volleyball, pickleball, spike ball. We're going to have a lot of treats, cornhole. It's just out by the SUPE building on the sand volleyball courts, so everybody should come out to that on the 19th.
Very cool. Lots of awesome stuff happening in health and wellness for students looking to beat the test stress. Come and check it out. For SUTV, I am Lily Brunson.
During the winter season, because we're from Cedar City, so when it's cold you can't really go to the lakes up there as much, so down here it's nicer because it stays pretty warm down here. So
the Southern Utah University Outdoor Center is encouraging students to plan their next outdoor adventure. Inside you'll find helpful reference guides on worthwhile travel locations and rentable supplies.
SU Outdoors is essentially a social hub. We have all sorts of activities like trips and our local LEAP events. We also do a bunch of gear rentals. Basically everything that you see in this shop is rentable. All the stuff behind me is to buy. Basically just want to get SU students outdoors.
In addition to supplying student trips, the center also arranges events for the student community.
We have all of our events listed and scheduled out. On one of the monitors we'll have our trips. Those are the ones that go outside of Cedar City, and they're more like our bigger trips. Some are free, some cost. depends on the trip. But there's like hiking and camping and river rafting and some other fun, bigger trips. And then on the other monitor, we have our local events that are like a 30-minute drive.
With trips near and far and supplies to assist in any outdoor activities, the SUU Outdoor Center encourages students to stop by and map out their next adventure. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm William Heaton.
For too many people, this can be the gateway to opioid addiction.
My son was in pain. He needed something after surgery.
I was prescribed opioids. I didn't realize the risk.
Our family was changed forever by opioids.
Meet 3 everyday Americans whose lives were devastated by opioid addiction.
Everyone says, it can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me.
Tell that to my son.
Tell that to the 3 million people who become long-term opioid users every year after surgery. The truth is, we didn't know we had options other than opioids after surgery, but now we do.
I never thought addiction would be part of my life story, but it is.
Visit planagainstpain.com/gateway to hear their full stories and learn about non-opioid options for managing pain after surgery.
Or Sunday. And then on Monday, almost a week away, we have a high of 76 and a low of 47. It is also going to be sunny. I love warm weather. I can't wait to go out tanning, can't wait to go out and read a book under the sun. It is going to be so fantastic. And you know, the higher temperatures just make everyone more happy. So here's our weather radar. As you can see, there is no precipitation in the area, but of course, where's John? I wonder. He's like the 2 little devils on my shoulder, and I love it. I worked really hard with this. I could not figure out how to rotate the picture, but I did it, and so it's staying. For whoever is in charge of the weather next year, it better be in there because I'll be watching from wherever I'm at. And of course, everyone's favorite segment, it's Raining Men. We have a lot of men this time because my time is almost out. So we have Hugh Grant from the hit movie Music and Lyrics. And then, of course, we have Elvis Presley. If you don't like Elvis Presley, I don't like you. Period. And then we have Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And of course, my 2 little guys from MASH, Trapper and Hawkeye. And then my favorite picture of Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, him as a fish. And then we have Tom Cruise as Stacey Jacks from Rock of Ages, one of my all-time favorite movies. And then, of course, the 3 Bridgerton brothers. We have Anthony, Benedict, and Colin. All of them deserve their time to shine. And so remember to smile at someone today. And now let's take it back to the desk.
Thank you, Christina.
That was pretty great.
Pretty awesome.
Let's talk about the weather yesterday. It was kind of crazy. We got a little bit of snow despite
Surprise
having
snow.
nice weather the rest of this week. I don't really know what that's about. Maybe it was just trying to get us more hopeful for the warm weather.
I guess so. Crazy
reverse
little cold front coming in and then just psych us out for the rest of the week, I guess.
I don't know. Well, hopefully this warm weather continues into the rest of the month and we don't have any more snow because it's springtime
and I'm over
and summer's coming up, so snow's it. Coming up on SUTV, we have more on SU athletics and national sports news.
Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do.
And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done.
Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Gabe Small. Last week, SUU softball played 6 games in 5 days, starting on Tuesday with a doubleheader against Utah Tech. Game 1 had Utah Tech coming away with a 5-0 win against the Thunderbirds, but a Game 2 bounce-back performance had SUU coming away with a Mercy Rule victory 10-0. On Wednesday, the team took on Utah State at Catherineburg Field, where they came away with a 10-8 victory over the Aggies. And then on Friday and Saturday, the Thunderbirds dropped a series in conference, playing to Seattle U, losing 2-1. Next up for the softball team is a road trip to Arizona this weekend to take on Grand Canyon University. The SUU track and field team this week is hosting their home meet at the SUU Coliseum Championships. The meet starts at 3 p.m. and will run until 8 p.m. In basketball news, the NBA play-in tournament is set, with teams looking to secure the final playoff spots in each conference. In the West, it's the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors kicking things off. The winner of this game will go on to play the loser of the Los Angeles Lakers and New Orleans Pelicans game for the 8th seed in the conference. In the East, it's the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls duking it out in Game 1. The winner of this game goes on to face the loser of the game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat. On the women's side of things, the WNBA draft took place last night, and reigning National Player of the Year, Caitlin Clark, was selected first overall by the Indiana Fever. She joins last year's #1 overall pick, Aaliyah Boston, on the Fever. Second, it was Stanford's Cameron Brink, who was selected by the LA Sparks. And rounding out the top 3, it was South Carolina's Camila Cardosa, who was selected by the Chicago Sky, where she joins former rival Angel Reese in the Windy City. Last week, on Thursday, April 11th, it was announced that O.J. Simpson, the longtime NFL running back, had died. This hit one of our producers, Aiden Mortensen, very hard, so he decided to make an in memoriam video for his fallen muse.
Step 1, you say we need to talk. He walks, you say sit down, it's just talk. He smiles politely back at you. You stare politely right on through some sort of window to your right. As he goes left and you stay right between the lines of fear and blame. You begin to wonder why you came. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere alone in the bitterness, and I put out, stayed up with you all night. Then I know how to save a life. Let him know that you know best, 'cause after all you do know best. Try to slip past his defense without granting innocence. Lay down a list of what is wrong, the things you told him all along. Pray to God he hears you, and pray to God he hears you. And where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere alone in the bitterness, and I put out, stayed up with you all night. And I know how to save a life.
That's all we have for today. From SUU TV Sports, I'm Gabe Small.
Thanks for the update, Gabe.
The only lore I really get on that whole situation is anything that our producer, Aiden Mortensen, provides. He talks about it literally all the time. It's probably his favorite thing.
So shout out to Aiden for making that package for us. It's a popular controversy, apparently referenced in Shrek 2 per the memes I've seen lately.
The hit movie.
Hit
We
movie
absolutely
Shrek
love to
2.
see it. Pop culture references every day.
But next, we will be talking about what's happening on campus.
We'll be right back.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back to SUTV. I'm Lily Brunson. Recently, SUU students were treated to a day off in order to celebrate the Festival of Excellence. The Festival of Excellence, according to SUU.edu, is an annual one-day event which celebrates scholarship in all forms across campus. SUU looks to students and employees to present their major projects, research, and other scholarly activities to the SUU community. Through this research and through interdisciplinary conversations, SUU looks to encourage lifelong learning.
In spring 2024, the three hosts of Thunder 91's morning radio show, The Morning Brew, are celebrating a whole year of working the show together. Christina Schweiss, Aiden Mortensen, and Cormac Bone have changed how they ran the show from when they first started in 2023. This year, each weekday has its own special mini-game, like Would You Rather Wednesday or Tangent Tuesday. Aiden and Christina will be graduating at the end of this year, so stay tuned to hear who hosts next. You can listen into the show every weekday from 7 to 8 in the morning on Thunder 91.1 FM.
SUU's new virtual and augmented reality classroom is now open. It extends an invitation to all students to come by and learn about VR technologies. Our reporter William Heaton is on the site with more.
I'm William Heaton, coming to you from SUU's new VR/AR class. Joining me today is Logan Sutera, Head of Marketing for the course and Vice President of the VR/AR Club that is now available to students on campus. How are you today, Logan?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing quite well. I'm quite enjoying the space here. What is it you all do in here? How is this integrated into courses?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have courses, teachers in a cohort that take their courses and integrate VR into them so you can learn better, like anatomy, kinesiology, how do you pronounce that one? We even have geography classes that come in here and explore places that they wouldn't be able to otherwise without the use of our VR equipment. So it's really helpful in higher education.
That is awesome. I could understand having some anxiety about approaching the space for the first time. Do you have any tips for students who might be feeling that?
Yeah, honestly, we're all really friendly workers for the assistants at the studio. So just come on in, get to know us, and we'll help you along with your VR journey. It can be a little anxiety-inducing to use a headset for the first time, but we try to make it very user-friendly and easy to do.
Well, that's quite awesome. I know that I speak not just for myself, but for a number of students when I say that I am excited to be coming back here in the future. Coming to you from SUTV, I'm William Heaton. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Will. It's kind of crazy that we only have 10 days left of the semester.
Bless.
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
We are ready.
We're ready.
Oh,
The
yeah.
time to
Several of
soar
us
is
are
ready.
graduating.
Yeah.
Not Gabe.
Yeah,
Gabe gets to come back.
Another year.
Yeah, you'll have fun though.
What
Yeah,
are you
excited.
guys' we'll see.
We'll see.
What are your guys' plans for the summer?
Back to Vegas.
Back to Arizona.
Back up north to Ogden.
There you go. We love
Yeah.
We're all moving. It's that
it is
mass
that.
exodus that we
Yeah,
all
for
experience at the
sure,
end of the
for
year.
sure. It's
gonna be
The
weird.
roads, gonna be awful.
Oh, totally.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Bryson Olson.
I'm Lily Brunson.
I'm Gabe Small.
And I'm Christina Schweiss. Tune in next week for more.
Go Birds!